This changes everything. Steph Curry gets hurt in game one of the Warriors series against the Timberwolves. We just got a major update from Steve Kerr on whether he's going to play in the next game. But have no fear, Buddy Hield and Draymond Green save the day. And in today's video, I'm going to break down everything we know about Steph's injury, some major updates from Steve Kerr and doctors, plus react to the Dubs' incredible win over the Timberwolves. But first, I need to hit subscribe one time. I'm Arthur Ballesteros. This is Warriors Digest. We bring you daily videos breaking down everything going on with the Warriors, and it was so much going on tonight. Steph Curry gets hurt in the second quarter when he was cooking. Looked like he was on the road to a 50-point game. Everybody's rolling. Dre's hitting threes, and then Steph pulls up, hurts the hamstring, playing defense. Let me play the video for you here real quick, and then I'm going to give you the update from Steve Kerr. But this is what we saw here as he's playing defense. Looks like it's on Mike Conley there. Pulls up, hamstring hurting, stays in the game, gets the rebound. Actually went on to score a couple of buckets before having to be removed from the game. But as Warriors fans, I mean, this season, especially the end, the couple of weeks leading up to getting into the playoffs, just on Steph watch. The tailbone injury, thumb injury. Now we've got a hamstring injury. This one is a lot more tricky. I'm going to tell you why here in just a second. But this was the update we got from Steve Kerr after the game. He said that the Warriors are going to be operating under the assumption that Steph will miss game 2 at least. So a lot of people were commenting afterwards here. They were saying that they saw Steph leaving the arena. He was limping. He actually declined any press interviews, which is kind of standard with an injury, of course. He is going to get an MRI tomorrow. We're going to get the status on that hopefully shortly afterwards. But there was some interesting news from a doctor here in the San Francisco Bay Area. UCSF does some work with the Warriors and some of their analysis here. But this is what Dr. Nirav Pandya had to say afterwards. He tweeted this out. It's a quick thread on hamstring strains for Dub Nation regarding the Stephen Curry news. 1, the important thing to understand is that a strain is some degree of tearing of the hamstring muscle. 2, return to play is determined by grade. Grade 1 is a micro tear. Grade 2, a partial tear. Grade 3 is a complete tear. The location, and whether it's in the muscle belly or it's better than if it's higher up in the leg, and the number of hamstring muscles that are involved, and the degree of fluid and swelling. Number 3, he says that they did a study at UCSF looking at these injuries in NBA players over a 5-year period, and the mean time missed was 6 games. Now, this doesn't mean that Steph can't be back sooner, but it's all based on factors above. Obviously, not the news we want to hear as Warriors fans here now. Right now, just a lot of kind of dread coming out of Warriors camp, even though we got the win. Incredible, 99-88. I'm going to get into that. I'm going to break it down. Buddy Hield, my God, build the statue for him in San Francisco already. But pause here as we react to this injury, because this could be more serious than the thumb, which has obviously been bugging Steph and has kind of hindered his shot, as you've seen over the past week or so as the series in Houston wrapped up. The tailbone injury he was able to get over, pretty miraculously from how severe it could. This could be a whole different issue here with the hamstring. So we're going to be waiting on bated breath here, but a lot of language coming out from the Warriors right now in the post game. Draymond saying Steph was dejected. Steve Kerr saying, he's just absolutely devastated. Not the same reaction that you get when Steph has an injury and there's a lot of faith that he's going to be coming back soon. Usually you hear things from Steve Kerr, teammates being like, oh, he's a trooper, he's going to be back, or, he's a gamer, this and that. You hear a lot of that. You don't hear words like devastated, dejected. Just gives me a little bit of pause, wondering, maybe he has a little bit better of an understanding of the severity of this. And, with older players and hamstring injuries, these things can just linger for a long time. And there's no really just bouncing back from that at this age. And a hamstring injury is, as a lot of people will point out, it is usually a product of too much wear and tear. And, the Warriors had to play 7 games in Houston, should have closed it out probably in 5. Had an ugly showing there. Had to play that extra game to get into the play-in there. You had Steph and Jimmy both playing 42 minutes in Game 7 in Houston just 2 days ago. So just lots of concern in Warriors land right now. But let's get to the good news, though. The Warriors did win 99-88. Incredibly resilient performance. My God, the way these guys stepped up when Steph went out. Buddy Hield, cheers to you, my guy. I'm going to get to him in just a sec, but holding the Timberwolves to only 11 points scoring in the second. There was a stretch there with the Timberwolves from the first quarter to the second quarter. They went like a 7-minute stretch without scoring. They were 0 of 15 from 3 in the first half there and held Anthony Edwards to only 1 point in the first half. Edwards went on to score, I think it was like 22, 23 points. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he went on to have an okay game overall, a pretty good second half to get the Timberwolves a little bit close. They cut it to single digits for a little bit there, but the Warriors had gotten a 23-point lead at one point. I mean, the Warriors also, shout out to Steve Kerr, implementing a zone defense on the Timberwolves. So much talk over the past couple of weeks with, the Houston Rockets series and the zone defense that they were implementing. You saw it tonight. The Warriors pulled it out tonight, and they held the Timberwolves to 88 points, just looked completely discombobulated trying to score there. But somebody who wasn't discombobulated, at least in the second half, in the first half, completely discombobulated, Buddy Hield. Let me get to his. Here he is. 24 points in the game, but 22 of those points were in the second half. He had only scored free throws in the first half and started the game with the wrong shorts. There was a delay of game penalty called on the Warriors because about a minute in, somebody on the Timberwolves noticed, hey, Buddy Hield has his training shorts on, doesn't have the right shorts on, had to go to the locker room and get it sorted out. He had a really bad first half, but got it together. Let's look at this again. He was 5 of 8 from 3, 5 of 5 on threes. He had 8 boards, 3 assists. 7 of 19 overall, shooting 40 minutes. Buddy Hield, the hero again, but not just him. Shout out to Dre, Jimmy, Pat, Looney coming in, providing some big rebounds, some good defense. Did I say Pat Spenser already? Pat Spenser, Officer Pat, getting downhill, doing the running hook shot, looking like a short, white Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Just incredible team win tonight. The way that these guys rallied around after the Steph injury. Just look at what they were able to do. Jimmy goes for 41 minutes, 20 points, almost has a triple-double with 8 assists. Also, Draymond Green. He was balling out from behind the arc. He was 4 of 10. At one point, I think in the first half, he was like 4 of 5, but then started to get, couldn't hit him the same way. The Timberwolves are really just daring Draymond to shoot. And this is going to be an interesting matchup to watch here as the series goes on with Rudy Gobert playing defense on Draymond, because Gobert, obviously, he's dominant in the paint, but he doesn't really have the quickness to get out there on the three-point line and defend Dre. So if Dre's knocking him down, Gobert's at a real disadvantage there. But just a shout out overall. There were a couple of other low spots here with Brandin Podziemski. He only got 3 points, played 29 minutes, 1 of 7 shooting. But the story, again, was the bench, as they had to come in for some longer stretches here. Gary Payton playing some great D on Anthony Edwards. Kevon Looney, as I said, he ended up playing 14 minutes, but played some really instrumental roles on defense there down the stretch. Kuminga came in. He had some flashes at times there. He ended up scoring 7 points. It's good to see that from him. And Pat Spenser, again, Moses Moody kind of disappearing again. And this is going to be, I think, a storyline as we continue to get into this. His plus minus -14, worst on the team here. He goes 0 for 4 from the field. Really disappointing and disappearing here in the playoffs. But other huge contributions from the rest of the bench. And when you look at the team stats, I mean, the Warriors and Wolves both pretty much shot at about the same, under 40%, 39% from the field. But the difference was behind the arc. The Warriors shooting at 42%, Timberwolves only 17%. They were 0 for 15 in the first half on threes. But hey, shout out to the Warriors here, out rebounding the Timberwolves 51-41. But the points in the paint, that's going to be another huge thing to watch here as the Timberwolves dominated the points in the paint. 52 points to the Warriors, 28. But overall, my Lord, the Warriors win with Steph Curry going down in the second quarter. You never would have imagined. Now, what happens in game 2? I want to hear your thoughts. How do you think this is going to affect the Warriors going forward? Do you think Steph is going to be able to make it for game 2? And who else needs to step up here to, kind of solidify this team? They're really going to have to rally around a lot of guys here. I mean, Jimmy is, Steve, I think, said it after the game too, where he was like, he's just so thankful to have somebody like Jimmy who can lead this team. Obviously, you've got Draymond, who's the vocal leader. He's the heartbeat of the team. Buddy Hield, who's stepping up to be, more of a consistent scorer than he has been in the past for the Warriors here. But it's great resilience. Can they keep it up in game 2? You let me know your thoughts, and I'll be back with any major updates that we get on Steph's injury. We're going to have that MRI. I'll update you tomorrow. Until then, Dubs win. Celebrate the victory. Enjoy it. And we'll all hold our breaths and pray. And we will pray to the basketball gods that Steph is okay. He wants Steph to be okay. All right, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.